Oops. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, goodness. Okay. Go. Okay. Hopefully I got that going right. Hi, Nicole. Can you hear me okay? Excuse me. Hi, Don. Can you guys hear me? Oh my goodness, I'm going to be coughing a little bit. I hope you guys don't mind. Still not 100% better yet. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Lisa. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? Oh, you hear me fine? Perfect. I am feeling, depending on the time of day, about this time of day, my Dayquil wears off and I feel, I get all congested and coughing again and I can't take more until like 7 o'clock. So, hi Lexi. So, this is the first day I've had my voice back. So, if it starts getting scratchy or if I lose it, there'll be a lot of typing and a lot of pointing. But, I apologize for sounding this way. But we gotta get this bag done. Lisa, Amy, hi Lexi, Amy, and Lisa. Amy, how's the new machine going? Lisa, Amy, Lexi. Oh, good, done. You got it working. Oh, look it. See, I've got like the sexy voice happening today. Hi, Danelda. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being so understanding about me being sick. I said I'm not 100% yet, but I definitely, I see my voice is going already. I definitely could not have worked last week, so thank you so much for being so flexible to do these makeup classes. Hi, Cynthia. Getting there. Not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. I'm trying to ignore it. Oh, you're still trying to figure out the tension, Amy? Was what I suggested, is it helping at all, or is it still doing the same thing on the bobbin side? If anybody doesn't know, Amy actually just got a Titan 1341 a couple weeks ago, but still learning it, having a little bit of tension issues, I think. But I'm trying to help her through it as best I can. The best of my knowledge. I mean, I'm not an expert or anything like that, but I try to help where I can. Did everybody see that I posted the Boronia tutorial? I got it finished this weekend. This is it here. So, yeah. So the tutorial is there to help along, which is great. changing a few things with the membership side. Oh, thanks, Amy. So rather than releasing the tutorial at the end of the classes now, going forward, I will be releasing the tutorials that I haven't done of bags that we're doing for the class at the beginning of the classes. And then everybody has two ways. They can go back through the live videos that we are making here, or they can go to the sped up tutorial. You know, my tutorials are usually 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And then at the end, when classes are over, then that tutorial will go live to the public side. So that still gives you the 30 days of exclusivity, except for with this one, I'm actually going to release this one to the public side at the end of classes to get that groove going for all that. So I hope that is okay with everybody. Hi, Becky. So yeah, so going forward, I actually just finished, and I will be releasing it tomorrow for you guys. Wait for it. The Thursday August bag, the Lola. I finished this tutorial today. So actually I have to do the voiceover, but I did the Boronia voiceover, lost my voice for a bit. It's come back now, so I will do the voiceover for this one tomorrow, and then you guys will have the tutorial for this one for when Lola classes start on Thursday. And then when Lola classes are over, then the tutorial will go to the public side. Thank you everybody who voted. That is actually going to help my stats out incredibly. Normally when I have a video sitting in there for 60 days or so, like I had been, it really takes a hit on my YouTube stats. Again, just being a wide open book here for you guys. So this gives you your 30 days of exclusivity for the patterns, and then they get out to the public side faster as well. So the only exception will be the Boronia, because I will release the Boronia next week when we finish this bag, and then we'll be doing it that way going forward. Is that okay with everybody? Hello, Becky. Brandy is amazing. Thank you. Hi, Lenore. Cynthia, Lenore. Again, thank you everybody for understanding and coming for these makeup classes. I appreciate you so much. I really didn't plan on getting sick. Good news is I haven't tested positive for COVID, so it must just be a really bad flu that has been holding on for 7 days. Although I think my family likes it when my voice is gone, but you can see it's not quite 100% just yet. So, yeah. So, but it's all good. No, I can see you, Becky. So it's all good. Yeah. So we'll get started here in a couple minutes. We'll get through the lining side, and whatever we don't get through today, we will come back again tomorrow and finish it up. I'm not pushing myself too much, Becky. I rested a lot the last little while. Hi, Kathy. But I have to do something a little bit every day, or I will just go crazy. So, Kathy. So, it'll all be okay. Oh, Alexi, you got the membership for these live classes? Oh, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate you guys supporting me so much and letting me do what I love to do. So, and these classes is what's enabling me to be able to do that. It's going to be so nice to take on less custom orders, that's for sure, and be able to focus on this a little bit more. So, yeah. So did everybody get their homework done? Okay, I got to put some bags away. So again, this tutorial, I mean, do you know what? I think the Lola is my new favorite pattern. Can't wait to start this one on Thursday. I mean, seriously, so cute. Put that over there. I could tell you I did the Boronia. I didn't need my cylinder arm at all for the Boronia or the Lola, so that's good. But yeah. Okay. I'm making matching wallets for both of those purses for Wallet Week. Wallet Week may be a little bit late, depending on how this cold works itself out and how productive I am, but that's okay. Yes. All right. Let me get organized here. It feels like such a long time since we even touched Boronia. Holy moly. Let me just pull up my bin. How is everybody doing? Is everybody feeling okay? Did they have a good couple weeks? You know, I saw some of you with the Aster class last Tuesday just before I got sick, so My internet's working fine again, so that's good. Hi, Annie. Annie. Go do it really quick, Becky. Yeah. It all depends how far we get, because we may be at least doing one side of the lining and one side of the exterior today, which you'll need the rivets on. So go quickly do it. We'll give you a couple minutes. Oh no, Lexi, you got COVID. Oh no. Was it the same symptoms as me, even though I do not have COVID? I don't think, anyways. It's not showing up as COVID. I just got this nasty cough. Lexi, I hope you're not feeling too bad. I swear, I have not been sick in over, I want to say 2 years. It feels so weird to be sick. The last time I was sick was actually with shingles 2 years ago with the stress of COVID starting. Yeah, I got strep throat, and then I got shingles shortly after that. So, but that was all like in 2020, I guess, at the beginning of it all, and I was just so stressed out that it triggered that. So, yeah. Hey, Karen. You like my sexy voice? I think it was Karen I was talking to online, and I feel like if you guys are friends, if you watch Friends, I'm a Friends fanatic, and I feel like I'm like Phoebe right now when she wanted to get that singing voice, the raspy thing, singing voice. So it's just, it's all good. I will give, we're just waiting for Becky to quickly go do her rivets, and then we will get started. So today I'm planning on, we're going to get our lining main panels done with the zipper pockets and the slip pockets, as well as our 4 gusset pieces. And then hopefully, if we have time, I'm hoping that we can get one of the lining and one of the exterior pieces together with the zipper, and then I can send everybody home to do the other side. And then tomorrow would be a really quick class of just doing the finishing touches and turning it through and all that stuff. Hi, Anna. I was feeling really good this morning, but usually by this time in the afternoon my Dayquil's wearing off, and I start sounding like this, as you can see. Lexi, felt like a really bad flu? You probably sound like me. I actually didn't get tired, but again, I don't have COVID, I don't think, unless I have the super sneaky COVID that is tricking my home test, but I've been testing every day. Still negative, but I just got this whole head thing happening right now. Lisa, shingles is awful. It was terrible. It was all up the side of my head. I actually just had my first shingles vaccine in May, and I was supposed to have my second shingles vaccine last week, but I got sick, so now I gotta wait 2 or 3 weeks before I could go and get that. So, but it's all good. I'm happy to be here. I just hope you guys don't mind me sounding sniffly and everything, but I just really want to get Boronia done. I'm super excited to get into Lola and the apothecary, and I just feel like I really let you guys down last month between losing the internet and then getting sick the following week. I mean, 2 classes in a row. It's terrible. It's not like me to do that at all. So, oh, I look beautiful. Thanks, Anna. I don't feel so hot today, but, but thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just mark down. I like to mark down who's here, just so I know who to touch base with. Quite a few came on today. Thank you so much for coming when it's not our regular day. I appreciate it so much. How are you making out there, Becky? Becky's just quickly putting her rivets on. Yeah. Did everybody else get everything done up to this point? Excuse me. Alrighty. As you can see, my sewing studio is really, really messy because I didn't clean it when I left to go to Calgary to see my friends. And then I came back. I was back for a day, and I was just dead tired. I needed a vacation from my vacation. So I did nothing on the Monday that I got back. Tuesday, I wasn't feeling very good, but I still did the Aster class, but I didn't clean. And then the Wednesday, I just got knocked down on my butt and still haven't cleaned. So, yeah. You got 2 in? Okay, perfect. Don and Amy, thank you. Yeah, Annie says my mom tested negative twice with home tested and Monday tested positive. Yeah, I did a test on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this morning. So I've had 6 negatives. So I'm hoping that means I'm negative and it's just the flu. I know, I mean, I was at the airport, which in the security was just, people were just packed so tight. Talk about not feeling comfortable with that anymore because it's been so long. But everybody was masked. And I was wearing an N95, so that shouldn't have mattered. And the only time I took that mask off was on the plane to have some pretzels and some water. And the lady sitting next to me was sleeping and completely masked. So I don't know where this cold came from. All of my friends and everything that I was with on the weekend, none of them are sick. So maybe I just wore myself up. Okay, I can get started, Becky? Sounds good. Becky, you kind of know what we're going to be doing anyways. We're just going to do our aligning panels the same way we've done in the past. So let me just get organized here, and then we will get started. Is that it? I think so. Is that it? I am missing, where's my other lining panel? Oh, they're both there. Okay. I'm a hot mess. All right, okay, so I'm going to put the camera down to my table, but my table's a mess because I just finished that tutorial. So just let me kind of move things around and make it look less messy. I need new cutting mats. Excuse me. Oh, I guess you guys might want to see me too? All right, so I believe this is where we left off last time, was having to put in our nameplates. And our, oh, look, it was doing that autofocus thing. What the heck is it doing? You guys see that? I don't know why it's doing that. Let me just try something really quick. Oh my goodness. It's not that. That's super annoying. Why is it doing that? Let me just put it back on table and see if it stops. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly fix that because there is a program that Brady put in here. I just got to remember what it is. It's so weird because it wasn't doing it earlier, but it's doing that autofocus thing. So I think I got to go in here. Sorry guys, bear with me one moment. That's going to make everybody dizzy. I'll put you back to my face so it's not doing that till I get that fixed. Darn you, technology. Okay. Gotta remember how to do this. Settings. No. I don't remember how to do this, and of course Brady is not here. There's supposed to be a way that I can turn off. Okay, let's see if it's still doing it. Okay, what if I bring it in closer? That's going to be super annoying. Oh my goodness! Why? I do not know why it's doing this autofocus thing, but we may have to just have it like this until I can get Brady to fix it for me. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see, edit. I'm so glad I didn't do it for my tutorial though. You can hear a ticking sound. Oh my goodness, why? Okay, I'm going to put back to my face here for a second. I'm going to unplug it and plug it back in. 1 second. Oh my gosh, why? Unplug, hopefully. plug back in. It totally was not doing that for my... Okay. It wasn't doing this. Okay, I think I got it to stop. I think it has stopped. I think that's all I had to do. Let's give it a minute, and you guys tell me if it gets better. Tell me if there's no more ticking sound. Okay, I think I fixed it. Does it look okay now? Darn you. No, it's doing it again. Let me try. Okay, I may have just had too much stuff on the table. Okay, you guys are lagging a little bit behind me. It may start again right here, but then it'll go away. Amy was right. Yeah, it's going to stop, I promise. Amy was right. I had too much on my table. Okay. Better? I think we're good. Okay, note to self. Don't have too much stuff on the table. All right, we're stable. We're good to go. My camera back to where I need it to be. I got to get this going on my machine, and then we'll get started at 1:15. Dawn, it should be okay now. Better? Perfect. Thank you, guys. Can you guys all hear me okay, too? Is my mic's good? Okay. So now I got to get this onto the phone so I can see it over there. I'm a hot mess today. I apologize. Okay. Dawn, it should be okay now. Okay. Better? All right. Are we ready to go? Now that I've moved everything. Okay. So, this is where we should be. We have our rivets in, we have our nameplate in, everything like that. So we can set that aside. And then we are going to get our zipper pockets and linings ready to go. All right. So let's start with our slip pocket. So what we want to do is we want to take our slip pocket, just like we've done in the past. We're going to fold it in half. And we're going to sew down each side. Look at that messiness. Holy moly. So fold it in half, right sides together. Clip down the two shorter sides. I'm so glad that autofocus thing started working better. Good, good. Amy, you so smart. Thank you. Okay, and then we're going to go down each side with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'll bump you over. You're going to see my mouse hanging out here to Tiffany. And we will get that done. Actually want to just change this to live chat, okay? Oh, good, Amy. Well, then every time I have technical difficulties, I'm coming to you from now on. All right. Let's go back. Oops. Over to the table. So then what we want to do, I should be using my scissors, we're going to trim off these corners. And this is repeating for many of you, but we do have some newbies in there. So just trim down those seam allowances. Make sure you don't cut any of those stitches. And then go ahead. I did 1/2 inch. I always kind of guesstimate, but I went 1/2 inch, Amy, on each side. So with my linings, because I kind of do them the same, I don't know. Whatever looks good. 1/2 inch works for me today. Okay. I'm going to turn that right side out. And then just go ahead and take that to the iron and give it a good press. I'm going to go and do that. Make sure my corners are all poked out. Okay, and then I'm going to go give mine a good press back here. Nicole is coming with my new iron she's giving me. I get to meet my admin, Nicole. I can't wait to meet you, Nicole. She's giving me an iron. I'm so excited. Oh, Nicole, you missed your machine. Soon, Nicole has just moved into her new house and they're setting up her studio and her machine is buried right now. All right, so what I like to do is I like to take my phone from my pockets because I kind of guesstimated what we were making this pocket at. Meanwhile, you can see my son is asking me on my phone if it's Thursday, mainly because that's when he's off work. But I like my zipper pocket or my slip pockets to be similar to the same height as my phone. So I'm actually going to take 1 inch off of this raw side here, if I can find my ruler. You can't wait till your machine's set up, or you can't wait to see me on Thursday, Nicole. So I'm just going to shorten up on that raw edge here of my zipper pocket. That is not my rotary cutter, like so. So I always use my phone, and I can see I can make about 2 pockets with my phone. So I always use it as a kind of as a guide. All right, so then we have our decorative slip pocket overlay here. I feel like I'm really messy here. Oh my goodness. Double-sided tape. And the way I do this, okay, is I have drawn a center line, which is, so this was 1.5 inches. I've done a 3/4 inch center line here. I can't wait to see you on Thursday either, Nicole. We'll go to Starbucks. And I put some double-sided tape on in the middle of each of those half sections. You don't have to use this big, thick double-sided tape like I'm using. You just want to make sure you're keeping the double-sided tape outside of where we will be stitching, which is about 1/4 inch away from the long sides, especially if you're on a domestic machine, because I know my domestic machines did not like double-sided tape. So, hi, Lauren. Lauren, I'm feeling, depending on the time of day, anywhere from 75 to 95% better. Right now I'm sitting at about 80, but I'm surviving. I'm happy to be here with everybody. Okay, so I take some double-sided tape off of the bottom part, and I'm going to take this raw open edge here, and I'm going to line it up with that center line that I drew and stick it down to the tape. If you don't want to use tapes, oh my goodness, my voice is cracking. You can definitely use clips instead. I am just a double-sided tape junkie. I love my double-sided tape. And then you're going to fold this side over top of this, and you're going to try to line it up the best you can with this bottom side of the overlay, like so. Fold all the way down. What side is that strip? The strip is on where the raw side is. I have this on, this is the wrong side here that I put the tape on, Donelda. And it's the open side of the slip. Sorry, I'm probably moving too fast. Thank you for slowing me down. So you can see here, this is what it looks like. So you're sticking it, we're kind of putting it in between the two sides. So we're folding this over top, almost acting like a binding in a way. with raw edges. So then you fold it down. Again, we make all of them like this in all of the bags and all of the classes. So definitely, if this is new to you, make sure that you do stop me to explain. Does that make sense, Danelda? Did I answer your question? Excuse me. Oh, thanks, Lauren. I will take care. Does that make sense to everybody? Are we good? Yes, perfect. Okay. Okay, and then we are going to take this to the machine, and we're going to top stitch right along this edge here to get that to stay in place. So I'll just flip us over to Tiffany to do that. So I always check, especially on a industrial machine, because with different thicknesses my tension does go out. I want to make sure, this is about 4 layers thick for me, I want to make sure that my bobbin thread is going to be just as nice as my top thread. Not that you're really going to see it on the other side too much, but you can a little bit. So I'm just double checking. And I can probably tighten up a little. Usually on a domestic machine you don't have to worry about this, but you do on an industrial sometimes, because different thicknesses throw off your tension. Almost there. I tightened it too much. As Amy knows, because she's learning how to read her tensions on her new 1841. Okay. So I'm going to top stitch right along there. And where our fabric meets this overlay, that's where you want to back stitch, because we're going to trim the overlay up, so you want to make sure it's going to stick okay. And then go all the way across. And make sure it caught on both sides. Now, if it didn't catch on both sides, mine did, you could also go ahead and do another layer of top stitch along the top here. I'm not going to do another layer of top stitch because I think it's just going to look really nice just having that one bottom one there. So I'm going to leave it like so. Both of these edges are raw. Yes, the short edges are raw and these long edges are raw. I edge painted my long edges, but I rarely do my short edges because we're going to trim those off. But yes, that's why you have to use vinyl when you do these overlays, for that reason. Okay. Okay, and then what you want to do after that is just trim up the overlay without cutting your slip pocket. So just like so. And again, if you wanted to take the time, I know Anna does, I know I'm too lazy, but you could go and edge coat these edges as well if you wanted to, but I always just leave mine. I don't find that they're very visible anyways. So there you go. So yeah, I'll give everybody a couple minutes to finish that up. Let me know when you're done, and then we will attach it to our lining panel. Excuse me. Meanwhile, I will clean up while I wait all my interfacing that I didn't trim away. Any questions about that? Or all makes sense? You're more than welcome to do them as per the pattern as well. I just do all of my zippers and zipper pockets and all of my lining pockets pretty much the same in all of my bags. It's what my clients expect from my bags. So I try to keep those aspects of the bag as uniform as I can from bag to bag. So that's why I do that, and why I always end up changing them from patterns, just because I like mine to all be the same. Okay. Hello, Diane. Welcome. I got your email and sorry for the late reply. Excuse me. Again, I apologize for the coughing. So, Diane, what we've done is we've just created this slip pocket right now with the decorative overlay. And just so everybody knows who's part of the VIP memberships, I'm planning, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Thursday. One of those days I will be going live with the mail opening, and I'm also going to do the VIP of the month for July draw, whichever day I do that live. So that is coming up as well. Give it another minute or so. Take a glug of water. Did you have a good day at work today, Diane? Oh my goodness me. All right, we'll give it another minute or so. Yeah, just cut the ends off, Donelda. Just make sure you're not cutting into your cotton fabric, because you don't want that to end up fraying in there. So you can see I'm just slightly over. See how it's not quite, I'm like maybe 1/8 of an inch over, and I just cut off the end. Does the magic eraser getting the paint off, the edge coat off, Lisa? I did not know that. That's a good tip if it does. So if I edge painted and it got all over this, if I took some magic eraser to it, it would remove it? Yes, amazing. Oh my gosh, I have to do a test of that. I need to get me some magic eraser. Thank you. I never would have thought of that. I sometimes use nail polish remover, but sometimes that takes the finish off of the vinyl and doesn't always work. So I'm always just super careful. But that's good to know. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that tip. Okay, so now we're going to take one of our lining panels. We're going to fold it in half, and we are going to find our centers. I'm actually going to finger press it down the center as well as snip my center, just with the small little V. You can mark it if you prefer, rather than doing little snips. I do little snips because they don't wash away. Remove the silver marks off of vinyl also. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. I never ever would have thought of that. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. You can see my fold here. I'm going to take my slip pocket and fold it in half as well. I got to find my ruler. There it is. And I'm going to kind of guesstimate where I want to put this pocket centered. So I have it folded in half. Here's my center line, and I have my folded line here. I can see this is too low. I'm going to go up to 1.5 inches from the top center is where I'm going to place this. That's going to give me more than enough room. So I have it folded in half along my center line, and then I can go ahead and open it up like so. And then I'm going to just take some pins, poke myself with them a little. Oops, I want to move this over just a smidgen. You want to make sure that it's nice and centered. That should be good. And I'm just going to pin this in place. So it's really important to make sure we have enough clearance on either side. Actually, I think I need to lower it just a little bit. Again, I always just eyeball my slip pockets. That looks good. So I have enough, if you're thinking about a 3/8 and 3/8 all the way around, and clip it in place. Now at the same time, I can see my fold line there. I'm just going to take my chalk and trace down that fold line, because that's going to be where my divider is for my pocket. Just like that. And then we're going to take it to the machine, and we are going to top stitch it in place down here, across here. We're going to go up this side by like 1/8 of an inch from this middle line, pivot and come down, and then 1/8 of an inch down this line, across and up again. So let's go over and do that. Come on, computer. All right. Okay, so make sure you back stitch at the start. Pivot at the bottom. Oh my, I didn't change my camera. Come on. Sorry about that. For some reason it flipped back. So I've gone down and I've back stitched here, going down the side. And when I get to about 1/8 of an inch away from that center line, I'm putting my needle down and I'm pivoting, and I'm going to work my way up following that center line. Get to about 1/8 of an inch away from the top fold of our overlay. Pivot. Do 2 stitches or so, and come down about 1/8 of an inch down the other side of that chalk line we drew. And then continue the rest of the way around. Making sure not to do the top pocket, you're just doing the 3 sides. Not going back over the vinyl overlay across the top here. And then back stitch. And then that's done. Okay. Okay, so this is what we have here. I'm just going to take my lighter, because I'm using a bonded thread, it just kind of makes it so it won't unravel. Melt those edges away. And then I also like to, you don't have to, but because these pockets get used so much, I find if I put rivets in them, it just helps their integrity a little bit more. Why can I not find any? There it is. So I'm going to put a rivet right in the center mark. You see how we made like a little square there? I'm going to put a rivet right there. And then just to the right of this stitch line, I'm going to put one right there. And to the left of this one, I'm going to put one right there. So I am going to go ahead and do that. And everybody let me know when you are to this point. And another thing I like to do is I have scraps of Decavol Heavy and Peltex that I just cut up. I don't waste anything. And I'm actually going to put these on the back side of my post just to make it so those rivets will be secure with use. Decavol Heavy and Peltex does not stretch where vinyl and cotton does. So this will make it so with use, if the fabric stretches, this will make it so the heads of the rivets will not pop through. I know I've had it happen before. It's never a good thing, especially when you've done it on a moon wake. Always back it with Decavol Heavy or Peltex. So, and this is what I mean by that. So putting my rivet through to the other side. And then I put a piece of scrap Decavol Heavy or Peltex over that, and then I put my cap. Okay, so I'm going to put all of mine in there, and then I will set them. Again, this is completely optional. You do not have to put the rivets in. It's just something I like to do. I think it adds a little bit extra bling, so it's functional and decorative all at the same time. All right, so everybody let me know when you've gotten to that point. We'll give everybody about 2 minutes or so. And then we will work on the other lining piece. I'm actually going to get my zipper ready for it while I wait. How's everybody making out? These all out of the way. Excuse me. No, they're going even. Any questions so far, or does that make sense? Okay. Becky's ready. I am so sorry for the coughing, everybody. I can't help it. Okay. Okay, so that you can set aside for now. And we are going to bring out our other piece here and our overlay. We want to find our centers again and snip them. That'll help us later. There we go. look at the pattern and see what it suggests for where to put the zipper pocket. Again, I usually just end up eyeballing it. Dawn's all done. Okay. So on the back side of our overlay, we're going to take some double-sided tape again. Coco says hi, everyone. I've got somebody in my front yard. There's 3 little kids in my front yard. I'm not sure what they're doing. Just let me take a peek. I just gotta go see what these 3 kids want at my front door. I'll be right back, okay? Sorry, guys. Adorable. So there's these 3 kids. I gotta tell you guys a story. It was just bizarre because we don't have that many kids that live around us, and there's these 3 kids. They're maybe 9 and under, just came to the door, and they're waving at Coco in the window, and they were knocking on my window right here and knocking on my door. So I went and answered it. And she's got a pile of rocks, and she goes, "Will you give me $13 million for these gems because you live in such a fancy house?" Bizarre. Weird. Scary that these kids are knocking on a stranger's door, but hey, I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel moment. That was just super, super bizarre. Very bizarre. Back to the table. Back to work. I'm sorry about that, but wow. Craziness. All right, so on the back side of our overlay, we're going to take some double-sided tape, making sure it's like in between 1/4 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch away from the long edge, because we want it to be outside of where we're going to be top stitching, especially if you are on a domestic machine. Wow, I hope those kids don't knock on too many strangers' doors. Crazy. All right, and then we are going to take this, and from that center mark, I'm just going to measure how long this is. So this is 9 inches, so I know that center mark should be at my 4.5 inch mark. And we are going to measure 1.5 inches down. That's what I did on my demo bag. So I'm going to do it again on here. I'm going to take the tape off of just the top. Yes, right, Becky? Parents would be so upset with them. I know I would be if I was their parents. And I'm going to line this edge up with the ruler here, and then I know I should be pretty center. So it's 9 inches. Once I have it where it looks good, I'm going to press that tape down like that. And then this part is easy. All you have to do is flip this up, take the tape off of the bottom part, and it should just naturally go where it will go if you let it go. You can see it's perfect. Just like so. All right, so give everybody a minute to get to this point, and then we are going to go ahead and top stitch this on. I've just got to see what those kids are doing now. Oh, now they're petting my cat. Oh my goodness, they're in my yard. Oh well, at least my yard is safe. But yeah, they're pretty young to be out on a busy street, so. And I don't live in a fancy house. My house is a typical cathedral entry home. That was built in like 1975. Like it's a 40-year-old house. It's hilarious. How's everybody making out? Excuse me. Okay, another minute or so. Amy's done. Amy, are you doing this on your new machine? Of course you are. Becky's done. Of course. Diana's done. Excellent. Amy, hopefully Marcianne will come back and join us now that Marcianne also got a 1341 and she's friends with Amy, so I'm hoping she'll come back and join us too. All right, so we're going to move this over. So what we're going to do at the machine is right along this top edge here, we are going to top stitch all the way around that top edge. So we will go to Tiffany. I'll make sure I change it over this time. Okay, so you're more than welcome to backstitch, but I'm going to show you how I do it. I like to pull my threads long. On these fancy overlays, I don't like the look of a backstitch where all the thread kind of is thicker there. So I pull my threads extra long and I hold on to them for 2 stitches before I let go. I do not backstitch. So I just sew and you can let them go. Don's done too. Oh, Diane, you're on your new machine too? Yeah, you got the 1541 or did you get the 1341? I can't remember. Everybody's getting Titans. I just love it. I think you got the Doodabug edition, didn't you, Diane? 1541. Make sure my stitches look good. I didn't check my tension and I am loosening a little bit. Okay, so when I get about this far, I'm just going to reach under and find my bobbin thread that's hanging here. I'm going to give it a quick tug. You're going to see this loop come up, and that is your top starting thread. And I'm going to pull it through like so. So both of my threads are now to the back, ready for being tied off here shortly. That's right, Diane, the 1541. I hope you're loving it. My 1541 is my favorite, and my 1341 is my second favorite. He's turned off right now, so he can't hear me, right? But she's my favorite machine for sure. And Tommy is my favorite for when it comes to finishing bags. But I'm lucky because, oh, my oil's dripping. I can have both machines. My husband spoiled me. Not that my cylinder arm is on a loan, but that's okay. Oh, he didn't send you the Doodabug one, huh? It just had Debbie's brand on it, the Doodabug one, correct? Okay, so as we're coming to our starting point, we want to make sure our needle lands in the exact same hole that we started with. So I usually end up hand cranking those last couple, lifting up my thing to see where I am, and making go right down into that same hole. And then pull it out with your threads long. Hold on to your threads because you do not want to lose which one is your bobbin thread. Trust me, it's frustrating when you pull on the wrong one. So I have both my threads held back here. This is my bobbin thread here. I'm going to give it a quick yank until that loop comes up. You know if you got the right one because this thread is going to start moving to the back. Like so. And then you have a nice seamless line with no back stitching. Okay. All right. So that's what it looks like on the front. Nice and seamless. And then on the back, we're going to take these 4 strands. You're going to take 2 in each hand, and you're going to tie them off 3 or 4 times. So, and again, I'm going to burn my threads because I'm using a bonded thread. And what that does, oops, catches fire a little bit. I like it because you can see how when I melt it creates this like this little knot, and I think it just secures it a little bit. I've seen people put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on that as well, just to keep it in place. And then that is what we have. So everybody let me know when you're to that point, and then we'll move on. And I'm so glad Amy told me about that autofocus thing, because as long as I don't have too much in the picture, we are good. It doesn't keep doing it. I keep losing my stuff though. Where are you? There it is. Excuse me. Also need my scissors. So give it another minute or 2. Becky's ready. Give it 1 more minute. And I've taken off the picture-in-picture mainly because I'm so congested now that I can't breathe through my nose, so I'm unattractively mouth breathing, so nobody needs to see that. Okay, Diane's ready. All right, so now what we want to do is I'm just going to take my rotary cutter, making sure not to cut this vinyl, and I'm just going to make a starting strip just down the middle, like that. So we're only cutting the fabric underneath. And then I'm going to go back in with my scissors and I'm going to kind of cut into a V just like we do for zippers, but I am going under this overlay. Can you see here? I'm under the overlay and I'm cutting into a V on the lining fabric, this side and this side, making sure I don't cut into the stitching. I'll show you on the other side here. So you can see I've done kind of a V like this. You want to do the same on the other side. This does not need to be pretty. No one's going to see this, but this is the easiest way to install a zipper in the whole world. That's why I do the decorative overlays. Then you want to turn it to the back, and we want to trim away this excess fabric. So we're not trimming, this is the back side of the vinyl overlay. We're just trimming the fabric away. And again, doesn't have to be pretty. Nobody's going to see this ever unless they take the bag apart, which nobody will do. I shouldn't say that. I take bags apart all the time to harvest them for hardware. So you're just wanting to trim it back to reveal a minimum of 1/4 of an inch of the overlay underneath. And this is how I do all of my zipper pockets and my linings. I think it's just so pretty. Yes, 3 people in our class got Titans. So we've got Amy got her new Titan, 1341. Marcianne, who was with us in June, but then she was waiting to join again until she gets used to her Titan 1341, which she got the same day as Amy. And then Diane got her 1541. So we are all twinsing with machines. It's awesome. And Diane, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. If I know the answers, I will definitely help you. I've had my 1541 for over 2 years now, so I like to think I know her pretty well. Okay, so once you're to this point, you're going to take some double-sided tape again. Again, you don't want to have it within 1/8 of an inch away if you're on a domestic of where we'll be top stitching, because we will be top stitching there. So again, I just kind of put my tape scant 1/4 of an inch higher than the opening. And the double-sided tape just makes it so much easier for your zipper to fit in there. Alright, then once you get that far, we can set this aside for now. So this is what it looks like. We have the opening all ready for our zipper tape. Now we have to prepare our zipper tape. Cut these pretty long. I'm just going to quickly go and press these, give everybody a moment. Hi Wanda, yes, we're on a makeup class for Boronia. This is for the linings class. We have 2 classes to make up. So we're making one up today and one up tomorrow, and then we will be done. Again, thank you everybody for being so understanding with me being sick. And my iron doesn't want to steam anymore. Come on. I'll let that warm up a little bit. Wanda, I also posted for the members the Boronia tutorial that I finished this weekend as well. Hi, Minnie. Benny, what are you doing, baby? Okay. So now this part, if you're on a domestic machine, I recommend using clips, not using the double-sided tape like I'm going to be using, but do the exact same thing, just using double-sided, or the clips instead of the tape. I was lazy and I didn't trim my interfacing back. That's okay. So you want to take your 2 zipper pocket lining pieces, and I'm going to take my double-sided tape and put them along 2 of the long edges on the right side. Wanda, I'm getting better. I'm still not 100%. It's worse at night, but I am getting better. And it wasn't COVID, so that's good. I've tested negative 6 times in a row, so for the last 6 days, so I think it's just a bad flu. Mind you, I could just be getting tired because I did start work at 7 a.m. this morning. I hate being behind. All right, so we have our lining piece face up, and we have our zipper face up. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this along the top of this one. Again, you can clip it along this top too if your machine doesn't like the double-sided tape. My piece is a little longer than my tape, but that's okay. I'm just going to trim it up. Again, I eyeball my pieces for my lining pieces. I obviously cut this one a little bit too big. And then we're going to go ahead and we are going to sew across here with about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance-ish. Again, they are both face up, right side up. So go back over to Tiffany. Excuse me. We'll sew that in place. And then you want to take your other lining piece and take the tape off of that one, or again, if you're using clips. And you're going to be putting these lining pieces right sides together to expose the other unsewn part of the zipper tape. Becky, the pull direction does not matter yet, no. And then just stick that side along there. I'm seeing my cutting was really bad. Look how bad my cutting is there. But we'll trim that up in a minute and go ahead and sew that in place as well. Oh, I know why it's so off. It's because I just trimmed that one piece. It's my fault. Alright. So again, I'm going to just trim this up. Alright. And then this is what you should have. So now you're going to see your zipper tape is right side up and your lining pieces are wrong side up. So then you want to take this over to your iron and just give your zipper teeth a really good press to make them flat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Just like that. So give everybody 2 minutes to get that done, and then we will attach this to our panel. Any questions about that? Oh, stop doing that autofocus thing. I think it's not liking this board. Hi, Kim. Yeah, we're just doing one of the Boronia makeup classes. We'll be on again tomorrow to do the last Boronia class as well. And then the apothecary will start next Tuesday. Thank goodness there were 5 Tuesdays in August. Otherwise, I don't know how I would have managed to get caught up. Zipper face up, yes. Kim, I'm feeling, depending on, right now, I'm feeling about 75%, but I've been working all day. My Dayquil's worn off. So I'm super congested, but my voice is here. It's becoming and going. I don't have it on face or picture to picture, because I can't breathe through my nose and I'm mouth breathing now, and it just isn't attractive. Okay, are there any questions about this at all? Okay, so we're going to move on. So now you want to pull this panel out. We're going to take the double-sided tape just off of the top. And we are going to put it over top of our zipper. You're kind of feeling on the sides to make sure it's nice and centered. And you are going to stick it down along the tape, nice and centered and even with the zipper tape. So press it down to where you want it. I'm kind of failing at it right now. Here we go. Let's try this again. I hope so too, Kim. Still tested. I haven't tested positive for COVID, and I've tested every day for 6 days, so I think it's just a flu. But 6 days I've been sick. It's nasty. But by this time, I'm usually getting a little bit tired, so. But I did get up at 5 a.m. too. Maybe I should sleep in a little bit more. Okay, so once you have that stuck down, so again, we have it spread like this. Oh, and this is where you want to make sure that your pull is going to the left. I know Becky was asking that. So at this point, you want to make sure your pull is closing to the left. So once you get that top one in place, you can go ahead and lift this up and pull up the tape on the bottom. And sorry for the autofocus. I gotta get Brady to show me how to turn that off again. I don't know why it's doing that. And go ahead and stick this down like so. So you've got to make sure that your linings are spread out like this when we take this to the machine. Otherwise, you'll sew your pocket shut. So, and then we're going to do exactly like we did with this outside part, pulling our threads long, all that, and we are going to top stitch around this inner rectangle, and then that'll secure our zipper tape in place. Oh no, Kim, I hope your surgery goes well. Okay, so we'll go over to Tiffany and we'll do that. Again, making sure that your lining pieces, your pocket lining pieces, are spread apart. I've got my threads pulled long here and I'm holding onto them because I'm going to tie them off again. Excuse me. Change my stitch length. Put your needle down if you need to move your pull to the other side to get it out of the way. Okay, I'm about halfway, so I'm going to go ahead and tug on that string, bobbin thread, pull my top thread loop, come on, there it is, through to the back. Once again, making sure you're ending in the same hole that we started with. Pull your threads long, holding onto them again so you don't lose which one is your bobbin thread. Which is right here. Pull so that loop comes up and pull that top thread through and tie those babies off again.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tie them off. Oops. Oh, that's too long. And where did my lighter go? There it is. Ooh, catching fire. There we go. So this is what it looks like on the back side. And this is what it looks like on the front side. At this point, just make sure that your zipper does indeed open and close, which mine does. Give everybody a minute to get to that, and then we will get to the next part. Bongos? I don't hear any bongos. It's really quiet here, Dawn. All I hear is my air conditioner, but it doesn't sound like bongos. Oh, maybe it's me banging my table. Does it sound like this? I wonder if I've been doing, does it sound like that? Maybe I've been doing that without realizing it. Oh, it's aircraft. I live like practically next door to the airport. You guys may be hearing planes. We have fires around us right now, and so the water bombers are filling up at the airport and flying out a lot, so you may be hearing the planes. I don't even hear them anymore, so it's the planes you're hearing. Yeah, we have a lot of air traffic happening with the we have a lot of air traffic happening with the fires, and I do have an older table, so it could be me banging the table as well. My microphone is very sensitive. It obviously picks up a lot, so I can play the bongos for you, though, if you like. That's annoying. All right, so now that we have this, now, normally, and I learned this with doing the demo bag, was in the pattern, she turns through the pocket. We're not going to do that because I figured out that you can turn through the opening in the bottom of the sides, and it is so much easier than turning through that pocket. So we're going to do it that way. You see me do it in the tutorial as well. So we want to lay this down. We want to bring this pocket piece down like this. You're going to see one. Oh, why are we going all blurry? Let me try this again. We're going to just trim up so they're the same. Can you iron waterproof canvas so it stays down for the zipper? You can steam it, yes. Just be very careful. Maybe use a press cloth. It might be a little bit better than going right on the waterproof canvas. Okay, so now we have it like this. We're going to fold up this side, and we're going to put some clips down this side. Then we're going to do it down the bottom as well. I am so sorry for the autofocus, guys. I have to really... I had it turned off at one point, but I don't remember how to do it. I need my Brady, and he's not home. And then down this third side. Okay, and then we're going to take this to the machine. We're going to flip this up, and my seam allowance, I try to get as close as I, where this won't go anymore, I try to go right as close as I can to that within 1/4 of an inch. That's my seam allowance down the side. So that's about 1 inch, I guess, and then I'll be doing probably about the same along the bottom and the other side as well. So we'll take that to the machine and we will close up that pocket. So again, make sure you are flipping your lining piece up and out of the way. We do not want to sew through the lining piece. We're just sewing through the zipper and the pocket lining. Now, oops, no, I got it. When I get to my teeth, I go back and forth over my teeth a couple times. Just for me, it makes me think that it's a little bit more secure. And these seams don't have to be super accurate. Nobody's going to see them. So yeah, I'm doing about 1 inch seam allowance around the whole thing. Ish. Okay. Table. Whoops, wrong one. Table. What is it focusing on? Okay, and then you just want to go ahead and trim those up to about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Oh, that autofocus is going to drive me crazy. All right, so now we should have a working pocket that's all sealed up in the bottom, and we can put that aside for now. So I'll give everybody a couple minutes to finish that up, and then we're going to get the gussets going. Benny, you're making me step on you, baby. He's right under my feet. I'm a bad girl. I haven't even done my straps for this bag yet. Oh man, oh man. Hey, there's the ruler I lost. Yay. Oh no, you ran out of bobbin? Hopefully not on your top stitching. Was it on your top stitching, Dawn? While I'm waiting for you guys, I'm just going to trim up my messy interfacing here. Oh dear, Kim, that's okay. You can always go back for the classes and work on them. How far are you on your aster? Wanda says, has anyone ever ironed their quilted cotton after a project is complete and the SFO enlisted from the fabric? I believe that my iron was too hot. Oh, I honestly, when I fuse, I use a lot of steam, and I usually let my fabric sit for a good half hour to an hour before playing with it. But yeah, maybe your iron wasn't hot enough. Did you spritz it with some water, Wanda? I find that always helps too. Oh, Kim, you're almost done with the exterior. The lining goes together super fast. give it another minute. How's everybody making out? With these gussets, if we have our interior fabrics and exterior fabrics, the gussets, how do we know which to put where? Kim, when these are together, you're going to see this as we do the next step. We're going to be putting them, well, the one that has the interfacing on it and one that does not. I'll show you when we get there. We'll give it one more minute. How is everybody making out with those zipper pockets? Are we ready to move on? Becky, what are you doing your exterior gusset in? Vinyl may be a little too thick. If you do it in vinyl, you can try. Okay, so we have our gusset pieces. We have 4 of the gusset pieces that don't have woven interfacing on them and 4 that do. So we want to match them up. So we want to take them and put them right sides together. And for Kim's question, these are going to be attached to the bag this way with the wider side facing up. So if you put these this way, say like they're right sides together, pretend this one is your exterior fabric. You'd want your exterior fabric to be facing up with one that way, and your exterior fabric same with the other way. So if you want to lay them out before you sew them together, I'm trying to think. Nope, because then they're going to go into the bag like this and then fold out. Okay, so if you're laying them down like this, I'm just trying to think, okay, Amy, no problem. Before you sew them together, lay them out like this. So the wide sides are on top and your exterior fabric is on top. I'm hoping I'm doing this right. And your lining fabric on the bottom if you're doing a two-sided one. Because this is the way it's going to get sewn. I'm second guessing myself now. Is this right? Let me double check. Oh, Becky, you got me confused. No. Erase that. This diagonal edge, I got it. I'm second guessing myself 100% now. Okay, so the straight edge is being unsewn, so I was right to begin with. The straight edge is what's going to go along our bag. So you would want them facing this way if you're doing it like Becky. That's okay. This is good, Becky. You're working my brain. So you'll want to have them positioned this way, Becky. So your lining one is on the bottom and your exterior is on top. And I'm sorry if this is wrong, but I think this is right. Okay? So this is how you're going to want them positioned, because once they're sewn together, this side is going to be sewn against the thing and it's going to fold up like this, and that'll be the exterior of the bag. So that's what I would recommend, is positioning them this way. And then once you've got them positioned, you can go ahead and put them right sides together. Does that make sense? So now we're going to go ahead and, but if you're like me using the same color, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure one side has the interfacing and one side does not. On my demo bag, I did not use any interfacing because I used waterproof canvas for my gussets, so it did not need it. So we do not want to clip along the straight edge. We want to clip along two shorter edges, the diagonal edge, and the other one. And we want to do that with all of the pieces. So we're going to end up with 4 gussets in all. So go ahead and do that, and then we will chain sew these. Nope, diagonal side, Brandy. Diagonal side, not the straight side. Does this make sense to everybody? So that's 2. We also want to make sure they're opposite one another. Those 2 are the same. Should be opposite that one, yep, and one more. So we should have 2 sets that are opposite one another. All right, so everybody let me know when you get to that point. Is it me hitting the table with my clips? I'm gonna have to watch this back to hear these bongos. It's so weird. I don't hear them at all. Bizarre. I need to get a new table probably. That's probably all. Yeah, you're probably right, Becky. I think I just overthought the whole situation. I just want to know what these bongos are that everybody's hearing. Weird. Unless it's my table shaking and it's hitting the wall. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Okay. So we have only half hour left, and I definitely want to get these attached to the bag before we go. So now we're going to take these to the machines, and not this straight edge, but all the other 3 edges. We're going to go ahead and sew all of those edges with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. I betcha it's my table shaking and hitting the wall. That's probably what it is. I really need a new table. Okay. My microphone is super sensitive, so it's probably picking up stuff I don't even hear, but that's probably exactly what it is. Okay. Oops. Threading is coming off a little bit here, and just tuck that back into place. There we go. Okay, so make sure when you come to the corners that you put your needle down before you pivot. And I'm going to chain stitch these just because I don't have a thread cutter and I want to save thread. I'll show you how I do that here. Now on an industrial machine, if you did not interface that one side with the woven interfacing, your machine would be totally eating the fabric up. You need that interfacing in order for the materials not to be too thin for your machine as well. These the 1541 and 1341 are for medium to heavy, so you always want to have woven on there. Sorry, I think so. I changed it. So when I'm finished one, I just go in with the other one and continue on with the thread, making sure I do it the right way, of course. And then I'll cut them all apart after. One more. Coco's being pretty quiet today. Okay, so there's my string of gussets all done. Okay, I'm going to try to make the bongos happen. You guys tell me if they happen. Is that what you're hearing? Tell me if I made the bongos happen. I'm curious. Yep, that's totally what it is. It's just my table hitting the wall because it's super shaky and unstable. My $5 dump table. God, I really need a new one. Yay, mystery solved. I could probably pull it further away from the wall, but... Alright, so we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get here and then we'll move on. We're getting close to where I want to be for the day. I'm just going to cut my strands apart. Woo! Mystery solved. My neighbors behind us also do drum circles, so I was wondering if that's what you were hearing, but I don't hear their drums going right now, so. Okay, so give everybody 5 minutes. I'm gonna go, or not 5 minutes, just a couple minutes. I'm gonna go grab myself another bottle of water because I'm parched, and I'll be right back. Hi, Annie. Benny's trying to herd me up the stairs. He thinks it's time for me to be done work, I think. Dawn's not losing her mind. Next time Dawn hears drums, even if you guys hear them, let's just all say, no, Dawn, we don't hear anything. That's mean. Dawn loves me, though, so I know she knows I'm joking. Dawn, you're losing your mind. I love it. Okay, so now this is what we have. We want to go just into where these corners are and trim on an angle like within 1/8 of an inch away from our stitching on all of them. And then because these are straight edges, I'm taking my rotary cutter and I'm just going to cut these to approximately, just trim them up to 1/4 of an inch-ish. Just to reduce some of that bulk. Surprised my rotary cutter's still sharp. Then again, I didn't work much the last couple of weeks. I love that we're all getting to know each other so well and we can joke around like that. Cracks me up. Good, clean fun. Probably why I look forward to seeing you guys once or twice a week. I missed you guys the last weeks I haven't seen you. Okay, and then once you've done that, you can go ahead and turn all of these right side out. If my hands will work, come on. Poking out those corners and then taking them to your iron and giving them a really, really, really good press. You want those corners to be nice and pointy. I'm just going to take a pencil in there. I do have a turnout tool, but I don't know where it is. So those 8 pieces have now become 4. Whoops, I poked through the hole. Okay, so I'm just going to take these over to my iron and then press them really good. So I'm going to go do that now. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to finish that up. And we'll only need about 15 minutes or so to finish the last part that we need to get done, so we are doing pretty good for time. Come on, iron. You just have to live a couple more days. This iron is so dying on me. Doesn't want to steam anymore. All right. All pressed good. How's everybody making out? So it doesn't look like we'll have any homework tonight. We're getting exactly to where I want it to be. And yeah. The first half of tomorrow's class will be attaching the linings and the exteriors to the zipper, and then the second half will be closing it all up and binding those 2 edges. So we're doing pretty good. You guys are going to be so shocked with how we're going to be putting this together tomorrow. So shocked. Okay, so we're going to move on. So now what we want to do now is those 3 folded sides that we had stitched, we want to go ahead and top stitch all of those. You can actually sew across this if you want the opening as well, if you want to. That's completely up to you. Okay. Messy, messy, messy. I must clean my sewing room.
okay. I think I can tighten mine up a bit. Yeah, that's good. So I'm going to chain top stitch these like I did when I sewed them together, just to save on time. Just make sure you back stitch after each top stitch. Everything making sense? Everyone doing okay? Goes my tension. But my machine does not like sewing just cottons very often, so I'm going to poke that hole very well, but that's okay. So give everybody about 2 minutes to get that finished. We're almost done everything we need to get done today. We just got one more thing to do. Okay, how's everybody making out? Are we good? Oh my gosh, I sound terrible. Everyone's quiet. Oh, Coco's barking at something. Okay. Okay, one more minute. How's everybody making out? Everybody's quiet, so you must be working hard. Did you like it, Kim? My rose gold one? This one? She turned out really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. Like really, really, really pretty. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to be doing a matching wallet for this one for my wallet week. I'm still hoping to have wallet week 3rd week of August, but I've lost 3 days, so we'll have to see if I have time to get it all done or if I'll be doing it the last week of August. We'll see. All right. Okay, so we're going to move on. Let me just put you back down to the table. So now what we want to do is we want to take our lining pieces and our rulers, and what we want to do, I'm just going to double check that it's 1 inch. I think it is. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Where are you? 1 inch. Okay. So from these little kind of diagonally things, you want to measure up 1 inch and make a mark with erasable pen or chalk. Okay. And then we're going to take our gusset pieces and put them in such a way, you want the larger side of this, what is this, a trapezoid? Trying to go back to grade 12 geometry. Is this a trapezoid?
I don't know. Anyways, this longer one we want to be facing to the top. The shorter line we're going to put right against that 1 inch mark and clip those in place. And you want to do that with all 3 so they're facing in. So this is what I was saying, Kim, is when these are going to get sewn together. So this will be the part that is you see on the outside, if that makes sense. This will be what's on the exterior. Okay, same with the other side. Make sure it's going the right way. My very first one that I showed you guys, that one that looks like a dishcloth, I have mine upside down. And I wrote a big note on my thing, short end down. It was really, really awkward to sew that on. Okay, and do the same with the other panel. Kim, did you see I posted the tutorial already as well? I'm hopeful to have the Lola up for everybody tomorrow as well. Oh, Kim wasn't here to see the Lola. Oops, let me show Kim the Lola. Get the Lola. Finished it today. This is my new favorite bag. Like, I think I even like it more than the Aster. And I love the Aster. Like, it's seriously super cute. And super easy. I'll be doing a matching wallet for this one as well. Actually, if you look at them, look how similar these are in shape, the Boronia and the Lola. They're kind of very similar. Interesting. Okay, back to work. Do you know what? Now I hear my table hitting the wall. I'm hearing bongos now. Hilarious. Okay, so once you have all those in place, all that we have left to do now is just go and baste these in place. So let's go baste those in place. Thanks, Diane. It's actually a vinyl pre-order from Fantastic Customs. Not Galaxy Customs, but Fantastic Customs on Facebook. She doesn't have a website. She just has a Facebook page where you can order through her. All right, so let's go baste these on. Excuse me. It's kind of Jumanji-like. Hilarious. Look out for the killer monkeys. I love Jumanji. I love that they... Oh, look, I unthreaded my needle. I love that they came out with the new ones with the Rock in it. I love him. I like the Robin Williams one, too. Some of my favorite movies. Ah, unthreaded it again. Come on. What are you doing? We're all crazy together. Becky, did you spend your $25 gift card from your VIP in June to Emmeline Bags? I'll be doing that draw tomorrow or Thursday, depending which day I go live on. I'm not sure which day I'm going live on yet. It all depends on my voice and how I feel. Tomorrow I have to do voiceover for Lola, as well as teach another class, so I may not go live until Thursday, after, maybe before or after my Nicole visit. I get to visit with Nicole in person. Hopefully the cold's gone by then. Nicole, it's not COVID, I promise. I'll mask for you, girl. And that goes for everybody. If you're ever in the Kamloops area and you want to meet for coffee, I will definitely meet with you. Just let me know if you're ever here. I've met in person, I've met Rhonda so far, and I will be meeting Nicole on Thursday, which is super exciting. Oh my gosh, look, I did it again. Keep unthreading my machine, cutting my threads too short. Because I want the pressure of threading my machine in front of everybody, apparently. So this bag, once you've made a couple, I would say cut to finish, you're looking at about probably 6 hours or so from cut to finish. Well, for me anyways, 5 to 6 hours. It took me 7 hours to do the demo bag, but that was with video editing and everything, so it wasn't too long. All right. Okay, so this is what we should have so far. And the only homework I'm going to give you guys is actually, you don't really have to do much. You're just going to want to have your zipper cut. Now you're going to do it a little bit different than in the pattern unless you're using pre-made zipper, but you want to cut your zipper, kind of do it so it's about 2 inches longer on each side if possible. So I kind of just went like this and like this, kind of eyeballing where it's going to lay, and then I'm going to do mine right now. Cut it right there. That should be good. And you'll see why we're going to leave these a little bit long. We are going to do this without the pulls being on, so if you want to practice putting your pulls on and off, that could be good homework, so you're not crying tomorrow. But doing it this way with our zipper pulls not on, and we'll be pulling our zipper tape apart, it just makes making this so much easier, trust me. But I'll show you tomorrow a little trick on how I get, whoopsies, wrong one, on how I get my zipper pulls on nice and straight. I just want to pre-warn you that we will be working the zipper tape without the zipper pulls on, and we will be putting them on again at the end of the bag. So it just makes it so much easier, trust me. Trust me, trust me. So yeah. Anyways, look, 5 minutes to spare. Yeah, it's amazing how each of these classes take exactly that 2 hours, so that's really good. So tomorrow we will be putting the zipper lining and exteriors together, the first half of the class. The second half of the class we will be finishing all of that off, sealing the bottom, turning it through, doing the binding. Don't be scared of the binding. You're only going to be doing 2 binding methods that way. I'm actually, I don't know if I'm going, well, I might. I don't know if I'm going to make my own binding or if I'm going to just use ready-made binding. I have a whole bunch of scraps of brown, so if I have scraps of brown, I may just use my bias binding. But that's something you can do for homework if you're doing your own, is you can make the bindings. You make them just like straps where you fold it in half and press, and then open it up and then fold the long edges into the middle to make a double fold binding. So that could be homework as well. But yeah. Oh, Anna, you're still here. Thank you. I hope it was a good class. Kim, Thursday, yes, we'll be doing the Lola cutting on Thursday. Tomorrow we are going to finish this up, so it's going to be 3 days of us Thursday class people together. The Tuesday class, the apothecary bag, will start next Tuesday, followed by for the 4 Tuesdays in August that way. And yeah, so if there's any questions on what we did today, feel free to reach out via email, give me a message, get me on Facebook, whatever. I'm here to help you. And I will see you guys all tomorrow night again. Thank you again for being so understanding with these makeup classes. I appreciate all of you. And now I'm going to go and be lazy on the couch because I'm very, very tired. So love you guys. I will